5 years ago, he was the most exciting wonder kid on the planet. He was being called the next Messi. Hardly small shoes to fill. Well, technically they are, but you get what I mean. Nowadays, he's a Barcelona reject and a Premier League flop. So what went wrong? Well, we have to go back to where it all began. This is the rise and fall of Ansu Fati. Fati joined Barcelona's La Masia Academy in 2012, aged 10. He made his senior debut 7 years later in 2019 against Real Betis, becoming Barcelona's second youngest player to ever play for the club. In 2020, he scored the 9,000th goal in Barcelona's history. In September, he won La Liga Player of the Month, and in October, he became the second youngest goalscorer in El Clasico history. At this point, he was the highest rated wonder kid on the planet. He was scoring goals in the Champions League and El Clasico, but this is where his story takes a turn for the worse. On November the 7th, 2020, he suffered a knee injury against Real Betis. It was later confirmed that he would be out for 4 months, but he didn't train again for 9 months. You could say his career started and ended against Real Betis. Now, at the start of the 2021-22 season, Ansu Fati was given the iconic number 10 shirt following Lionel Messi's departure to PSG, an incredible amount of pressure for an 18-year-old. On September the 26th, 2021, Fati made his first appearance in over 300 days against Levante, but his fitness was to be short-lived. Fast forward to the 2022-23 season, and Fati only missed one club match due to injury. Unfortunately for him, though, he was no longer a regular starter for Barcelona. In fact, he only started 12 of the 37 games he was available for in La Liga. Things got even worse for Ansu Fati, though, because his father came out in an interview saying if it were up to me, I would take him to another club. At this point, it was obvious that Fati and Barcelona were not going to be together for much longer, because Barcelona had lots of debt problems and they needed to sell players in order to bring new players in, and Fati wasn't even a regular starter anymore. So on September the 1st, 2023, Fati joined Premier League club Brighton and Hove Albion. At the time, this is being called an excellent transfer for all parties. Brighton got a really exciting young star who at one point was one of the most exciting young players in Europe. Fati gets to come to the best league in the world, and Barcelona get the opportunity to sell him at a later date if he performs well. I'm going to pass you over to Brighton fan Mwepu Magic now to tell you more about Ansu Fati's failed loan spell.
Yo, so it's Mwepu Magic here. Brentford Hive asked me to do a quick summary of Ansu Fati's loan spell for us, so I'm going to give it a go. I know there's a bit of division in the fan base about what people think about Ansu, but I'm just going to give it a go anyway. So he played 19 games for us in the Prem and 6 in Europe. Made his first game for us. Made his first appearance for us at Old Trafford away. We won 3-1. Came off the bench, looked decently promising, you know, almost scored. And then pretty shortly after that game against Bournemouth at home, came off the bench again, but had an impact on the game. Some really good link-up play with Mitoma, and really helped us turn that game around. Then, despite the absolute horror show at Villa Park, he scored his first Premier League goal. 2 weeks later, Etihad, with 2-0 down to City, scores again. Really helps drag us back into the game. Unfortunately, nothing happened, but 2-1 away at City is not a bad result. Then he continued to form into Europe, played 90 minutes against Athens, which isn't something he managed to do for us too much in our first game. He then scored at home against Ajax, some really good link-up play with Adingra for that one. Then also scored at Johan Cruyff Arena away, and got an assist as well in that game. Unfortunately, quite shortly after that, he got injured against Forest, came off in the first half and sort of never really quite recovered from that. In his last 10 games that he was, the last 10 games that he was in the team sheet for us, or our last 10 games, he played a combined 45 minutes, which obviously is a shame. So I'd say overall, probably a little bit underwhelming when we heard that Ansu Fati was coming in, you know, the guy that took the Barcelona 10 shot off Messi. But there was a period of time where he really was looking to start coming into his own and did look to be a decent player. So it is unfortunate. It's a real what if, because obviously his injury, but also, you know, what if we'd have brought him in the 22-23 season, you know, when because we didn't struggle with injuries anywhere near as much then, and we also had a stronger midfield. We had Moises Caicedo, Alexis McAllister. I really think that would have helped. So yeah, overall, I'd say the real what if. So cheers. Thanks so much for listening.
Thank you very much, Mwepu Magic, for that analysis on Fati's loan spell at Brighton. Please go drop him a follow over on Twitter. I'll leave a link in the pinned comment. But now back to the final part of the video. My final thoughts on the matter are quite simple. Ansu Fati needs to leave Barcelona this window. He's still only 21 and can have a very successful career, but I doubt that will happen at Barcelona. Thank you very much for watching this video. It was a joy to make. It's my first video in this type of style, so if you did enjoy it, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and comment down below what video I should make next. Thank you for watching the rise and fall of Ansu Fati. Goodbye.